Okay, so what we're supposed to do is actually fill in this table to talk about the direction of opening, the vertex, the axis of symmetry, max or min, and at what value does the max or min occur. So whenever a parabola opens up, it has a minimum. Now the sign of A tells you if the parabola opens up or down. If the sign of A is negative, the parabola opens down, kind of like a frowny face. And then if you're smiling, right, it opens up because A, the leading term, is positive. So in this example, we have the A term as -3/4, okay? So that proves that it actually opens down. Now the vertex is 0, 0. Because the standard, or the vertex form is A times x minus h squared, okay, plus k. So there's no h term, there's no k term, so the vertex is 0, 0. And the axis of symmetry ends up being x equals 0. Because the axis of symmetry x is the x coordinate of the vertex. Then you have a max or min. This would be a min. That would be a max, pardon me, because it opens down. It's a frowny face. So it'd be a max of 0 when x equals 0. Then you have here y equals 2 times x minus 3 squared minus 6. Because a is positive, it actually opens up. And what happens is that the vertex ends up being 3, -6. People say, why is it not -3? Remember, it's x minus h squared plus k. So whatever it is here, it's the opposite. So if h is 3, because it's by default it's minus h, right? So if x plus 3, that means h should be -3. So in this case, x is indeed 3 for the axis of symmetry because the h of the vertex, because the vertex is denoted hk, is 3. So then the max or min, it's actually going to be a min because it opens up. It has the lowest point of -6, so it's a min of -6 when x equals 3. Now right here you have y equals -x plus 1 squared plus 5. That opens down because the a term is negative. So then the vertex actually ends up being -1, 5 because the h term is x minus h. So minus 1 is plus 1 and then plus k. So what you have right here is that 5 term right there. So I believe I'm talking about that one. Yeah, I almost lost track of my thoughts, right? But yeah, you have -1 and 5. So then your axis of symmetry is x equals -1, and your max or min is 5. Now, isn't the max or min? It is a max because it opens down. So then y equals x minus 1 squared. You have it opening up because you have a vertex of 1, 0. The axis of symmetry is x equals 1, and it actually has a minimum because it opens up. So you have a minimum of 0 when x equals 1. Then you have y equals 3 times x plus 1 squared minus 1/2. It opens up because the a term is positive. The vertex is -1 minus 1/2 because it's x minus h plus k. So that's why it's minus 1. So the axis of symmetry is really x equals -1. So when they're asking for the axis of symmetry, they're asking for an equation. So x equals -1. Here's x equals 1, x equals -1, x equals 3. If they're asking for the h coordinate of the vertex, it's just a number. But the axis of symmetry, once again, because parabolas are symmetrical. So if you have a point on a parabola, right, because of symmetry, right, from the axis of symmetry, pardon me, the number of if you go like 5 left or 5 right from it, you should get the same y value because it's symmetrical. So then right here, last but not least, you have it opening up. So it's a minimum of -1/2 when x equals -1.